SpotlightMediaStudios.com. Welcome to Education Unfiltered. Here is Mary Stucco.
Hello, this is Mary Stucco with Education Unfiltered, where we talk all things higher ed. And higher ed can look like a lot of different things to different people. And so I'm really excited today to be joined by Laurie Lonsdorf, who's the Regional Director of the Small Business Development Center at Lansing Community College. Welcome, Laurie. How are you today?
I'm great, Mary. It's great to be here.
Awesome. Well, tell me a little bit about the Small Business Development Center, also known as SBDC.
Yes.
And what you guys do over there.
Yeah, for sure. So we're essentially a business community outreach program at Lansing Community College. They are our host, and we're part of a nationwide network of, I think, just about 1,000 centers across the nation. And here in the state of Michigan, we have 10 regional centers, all hosted at universities and community colleges. And what we do, we provide free business consulting services and business training workshops, most of which are free or very low cost. And so we are essentially a small business resource, helping businesses to start up, grow during the pandemic, doing lots of rescuing help, but to help really our economy thrive by creating businesses that can create jobs.
Excellent. Now, can anybody come to you, or do they have to be a part of that college or university?
Oh, no, we are here for the community. So anyone can come. You have to be opening a for-profit small business. So we can't assist nonprofits. And, frankly, we just, that's not our area of expertise.
Sure.
But the Small Business Administration who funds us says, nope, this funding, these services are for for-profit businesses only.
So, obviously being a small business owner has not been easy the last couple of years, and I'm sure you've had a lot of interesting conversations with businesses as they go through it. What are some of the current challenges you're seeing with small business?
Yeah, well, I think we as consumers have been seeing one of the biggest ones, and that's, the supply chain issues. I mean, it's just changed as to which products are hard to get, but when we go into any store, there may be a shelf where there's no products, and we've gotten kind of used to it. But when we think about how that affects the business owner themselves, and especially a small business owner, think about a restaurant and they can't get the products they were ordered, or they can't get them on time. So that affects their menus and what they can serve that day. We're also seeing a lot of inflation, right? Mm-hmm. Prices are going up, and businesses have held off as long as they could because they hate to raise prices.
Right.
But there's a point at which, 6.5%, I don't know, keeps growing. I can't keep track of where it is. You have to offload that pricing, increase to the consumer. Staffing is a huge, huge issue. We're not sure where all these people are, but there's just not enough of them, especially in the hospitality industries. And so you might pull up to your favorite restaurant or even your favorite retailer and just find out they're closed that day because they couldn't get enough people to come and man the store or to operate the restaurant. Just honestly, people are overwhelmed. And they're tired. They're just, we've been in this for almost 2 years. And for those who have just been experiencing it really at the kind of the peak of what the pandemic has brought on, they're really wiped out.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that. And I think people, for the most part, are being pretty understanding about that. And occasionally you get some people who are a little upset, but
that's a reminder for consumers. Be kind to the people who are serving you because, man, they are just in the thick of it and they're doing their best.
Yeah, exactly. What kind of trends are you seeing?
So in terms of trends, well, first of all, I want to tell you, we are still seeing businesses starting. This is great news. About a third of the people who come to us are still looking to start small businesses. So I guess I should back up a little bit and just tell you generally about our services. We work with essentially two types of clients, and we work with people who are starting a business. We're working with people who have an existing business. And for somebody starting a business, we're walking them through the process. Here are the forms you need to do. Here are the things you need to think about. Is this a good idea. Let's create a feasibility study. Oh, do you need money? Well, let's put together a business plan. We'll help you through the process of financing. Here are some potential lenders. We don't lend money, but we help them through with the information, the resources. An existing business may be just going through all kinds of different challenges, or they may be going through a growth phase. And so we help them with resources and tools to, really successfully achieve what they're trying to do.
That is really good.
Yeah, but people are still starting businesses. So about a third of them this year, a third of our clients are looking to start. And we're seeing I'm going to say, for the most part, we're seeing people create jobs for themselves. So it's a lot of individuals creating their own jobs. You know, when we ask that question, where have all the workers gone? I don't know. Maybe they're starting businesses.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And we're seeing a lot of people start trucking businesses. And that's indicative of what's going on today because, you know, there's a huge need for truckers, people to drive all those goods that we've been ordering online. We're seeing a lot of personal care and beauty product companies start up. We're still seeing lots of home improvement, whether it's somebody who's doing an HVAC business or somebody who's doing remodeling or they're a home inspector. And we've been seeing a lot of home healthcare businesses. And then I'd say in terms of the, you know, just in the marketplace, we're seeing a lot of transition too. We're seeing succession plans happening and people who are looking to hand off their businesses to somebody else. So it might be somebody who is a first-time business owner or they're an established business owner buying somebody else's already established business. You and I were just talking about, you know, one of our favorites, Saddleback Barbecue is buying Detroit Frankie's.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for that because here's something that, you know, the community already knows and loves.
Right.
And they're just putting their own brand on it and their own spin, but they're saving jobs. They're keeping recipes.
Yeah. It's really exciting. I think that whole thing, I haven't seen anybody be unhappy about the transition.
No,
so that's wonderful. What kinds of classes do you offer? You said you have a lot that are free, a lot that are low cost. What kind of classes, if people are interested, what can they find with you?
Yeah. So here locally, so things changed a little bit when the pandemic occurred. We used to do about 60 workshops or seminars a year in our regional center here at LCC. And those were all face-to-face. And during the pandemic, we've actually taken all of those online. So we're probably doing fewer as the capital region, but we also have 10 other regions in our Michigan network. And so anyone can access any of our classes. They can register. All of ours in the capital region are free. Some of the programs at our other our other regions do charge a small amount. Ours are mostly workshop based. They're 1 or 2 hours long. We know people who are in business do not have time to take a class, a traditional class. And these are very non-traditional. I mean, this is all about education, but these are all non-credit. So it's really just to help with specific topics to get business owners or aspiring business owners, you know, to that next point. So we do a starting a business class frequently, a couple times a month. We do writing a business plan. We do a series called Marketing Mondays, where we bring in local marketing experts, and they'll talk about some kind of promotional tool. I think this year we did Instagram, and we did one on podcasting.
Oh, great!
So, yeah,
very cool. What areas, when people come to you and whether they're starting a new business or they're trying to work with the existing business they have, are you seeing them asking for the most help in? What are the most common themes?
Oh, I'm going to say financing is just always, regardless of the economic situation, financing is the biggest issue because if you don't have capital, you can't really move the business forward. And so getting that business loan, it has been huge. That has definitely changed a bit, you know, over the course of the pandemic. Lenders tighten things up, and just because the Small Business Administration, which backs many of the small business loans. They were so busy with, you remember the PPP loans, the economic injury disaster loans. Well, it took their people, they're all involved in those. And so it has really slowed the timeline to actually get a regular small business loan. So that has affected people quite a bit. But I'm going to say working in numbers and understanding cash flow and getting financing. So that includes creating that business plan for the new business starting up, putting together some financials. We walk people through all of that. We won't do it for them, but we help them to get the resources, get the information, get the research so they can put together a really credible case for any lender.
That's fantastic. What other things are you seeing? What do you anticipate some other things that business owners are going to need to be aware of coming in the future?
Yeah, I think technology. Some very, very small businesses that kind of, like I have a website kind of, and they might be doing one of those Wix or Weebly template websites that they've done themselves. But I think one thing that the pandemic has shown us is that we need to be ready with technology, because those who really had strong technology, whether you were a restaurant or a retailer and had a really great point of sale system, or if you already had the capabilities for people to shop online, these are very basic things. But as going into the future, you've just got to be more plugged into technology. For larger small businesses, they need to understand, what do we call it? Industry 4.0. And that involves artificial intelligence and 3D printing and all kinds of new areas of technology that if we're not staying up on, you're going to get crushed by those who are using it.
Yeah, so you probably could put them in contact with people that can help them, because I think that's what's really important is because I see this as well, is a lot of people think, I should know more about business. And it's one of those things you don't just know how to do business or all areas. So do you help connect people with others who understand technology to help work with them?
Absolutely. I'm going to add to that list. It's still technology, but it's cybersecurity.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
This is something that so many small businesses just think that's not going to affect me. But really, the hackers, they're lazy and they'll do anything to get the easy money. And that can mean your business. And if you don't have the right protocols in place, if you haven't taught your employees, what phishing emails look like, and they click on it, your business could be ruined.
Yeah, that's really interesting. You mentioned several of the basic offerings that you have for people as far as a business plan and all that. What areas do you see business owners kind of struggle in general?
Yeah, marketing is a huge one. Yeah. Sometimes they think, well, social media will do it all, but they don't want to pay for the social media advertising campaigns. And so there is really organic social media. Organic means, being seen just through the natural postings that you're doing. Well, Facebook is not pushing you up to the top. The people who are your friends on Facebook are probably not even seeing it. The people that are following your business are probably not seeing anything you're posting if you're not actually paying for it.
That's interesting. Yeah. It's all about the money, huh?
It is all about the money. Hey, they didn't start that business just for us to use it for free, did they?
What?
I know, right?
Thought it was all good. So what are some other words of wisdom other than, visit you guys? And why don't you share with us your website? If people are looking to find out more information about SBDC, where can they look?
Yeah, it's michigansbdc.org. And you can register for free consulting. We've got, business plan templates. You can check out our workshops. and register. We actually have some on-demand workshops as well, and they're quick and bite-sized. They're kind of foundational for people starting up. So, starting a business, it's about 40 minutes, and you can watch it anytime.
Okay, so it's already pre-recorded stuff that they can just pop in and watch? Okay.
Yeah, we both pre-recorded on demand, and then we have lots of live workshops as well.
Oh, that's really awesome. So you kind of have something for everybody.
We really do.
That's really helpful, because a lot of people, obviously, who are starting their own business probably already have a job already, because, they're not making enough to support themselves. Yeah. So what other words of wisdom, as we finish up here, do you have for people, because it's scary to start your own business, or, you're struggling and you're just not sure how to get help because you're trying to grow your existing business. What are some words of wisdom or encouragement you would have to offer?
Well, for someone starting, start small. Don't spend your life savings. Try the small version, like do the pop-ups, save your money, keep building that kitty so you then have enough for that down payment for the big loan when you're doing the big thing. So, be very thoughtful in everything you do. For that existing business, know your numbers. If you aren't using QuickBooks or some other kind of business bookkeeping software, you need to. And don't just push it off on your accountant. You need to jump in and understand what all of those reports mean. And then that's how you actually gain control of your business, because you can start, flipping the lever, saying, well, what happens if I do this? Well, what's it going to look like if I need to hire somebody? Well, what's it going to look like if I have to pay my people more? And you can start to predict those things. And, if you bring on another revenue stream, these are the controls that help you to really run a more meaningful, better managed business.
Yeah, and I totally agree with it. I ran my own small business, and I had my MBA, and I had to take several accounting classes. I did not love them, but I was so grateful for that, because you need to have that basic. If you're going to run a business, you have to understand the basics of accounting.
Absolutely.
You need to hire an accountant too, but it's very, very wonderful. So thank you so much, Laurie, for joining us. How can people reach you directly if they need to contact you?
Oh, they can call us at 517-483-1921.
Well, thank you so much, Laurie, with the Regional Director for the Small Business Development Center at Lansing Community College. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. It's been a delight, Mary.
Thank you. This is Mary Stucco with Education Unfiltered. Thank you for joining us today, and we want to thank Davenport University for sponsoring this podcast.